Boker Tov, good morning. Today is Friday, December 2nd, Erev Shabbat, Parshat Vayetzei. Parshat Vayetzei is a well-structured parsha. It is a capsule. It takes us on the flight of Yaakov into Chutz La'aretz, into, in this case, to Syria, to Haran. The life of Yaakov in Haran for those 20 years that he's there. And then the return. He doesn't make it back in. That's going to have to wait until he deals with Esav just outside of Israel, and Parshat Vayishlach to come. So that is the tightness of the parsha. There are other ways in which we feel the parsha tight, and that really has to do with opening words and concluding words. We have a sense of this notion of pigia, that Yaakov happens upon a place at the beginning. At the end, Vayifku bo malachei Elohim, and that the angels of God happen upon him. They bump into him. So just the choice of language helps close the parsha in a nice way. And if we actually stay with that last reference point, there's actually another component which we meet, and that is the role of angels in this story. We don't know what to do with angels. Angels feel so not Jewish to talk about them so often. Oh, we'll talk about malachim who come down from God, from heaven, in order to give an instruction or to affect something. Those are the malachim, the angels that Abraham deals with. They meet him at his tent. They tell him about the birth of Yitzchak that is to come. They perhaps are seemingly the ones who also inform him about the impending destruction of Sodom. That's how God conveys it to Abraham. But in that case, they're sort of a one-off. They have a role to play. Here in the parasha, we seem to have different types of angels. They just seem to have a different role. And it's implicit in the choice of the Torah to describe that V'hinei malachei Elohim olim v'yordim bo, when Yaakov dreams and he sees a ladder, mutzav arza, Rosham Magia Shemaima, that is planted in the ground with the top in the heavens. The angels are olim v'yordim bo, they are going up and down. So it could be that and that's maybe the simplest reading. He happens upon a place which is actually the transit spot between the two worlds, where angels can move between the heavens and the earth below, and he happened upon it. So this is olim v'yordim bo. This means that. But if we think of, angels' jobs first really emerge from heaven, God sends them down to do something, and then they go back, so it should have been Yordim ve'olim bo. They come down and go up. I think in general, when we think about ladders, we talk about up and down. We don't think about down and up, so maybe the Torah is just using that kind of language. But the Chazal, the sages say, no. There's something here. They are angels that are first leaving and others coming down. The angels that have been Yaakov's protectors, his personal angels, are not able to leave Israel as he's about to. So they're making their way up, even as the angels that will take care of him in exile, in diaspora, in Chutz La'aretz, are descending. And at the end of the parasha, as I mentioned, Yaakov halach l'darko. Yaakov just finishes with Lavan, and he now goes on his way, which is to make his way back to Israel. Vayifku bo malachei Elohim, and the angels of God come upon him. Vayomer Yaakov kasher ra'am, and Yaakov said when he saw them, because the first time around he doesn't see them with his regular eyes, he sees them in a night vision, and now he can see them seemingly with his open eyes. Machanei Elohim zeh, this is the encampment of God. Vayikrashim makomahu machanayim, and he named the place encampments. He names the place where he first had the vision as Beit Elokim, right? And that's the place of God, where he has it. But that's again the night vision, the dream vision. Now he's able to have a moment at least to know in more explicit way, you've got angels looking out for you. I don't know what we are to make of angels looking out for us. We often think of that kind of language as sounding like other religious talk. We don't talk so much about angels. But it's here. It is here. And whether or not everyone is zoche to such angels, or merits such angels, or just the tzaddikim do. And as we talk about the topic of hashkacha pratit, divine providence, maybe that's just reserved for the small cluster of God's closest righteous ones. I don't know the answer. Maybe that is true, as some commentaries believe, or there's a sense that we all have, at least for some issues in our life, a more direct hand that is there. And it might not just be that God is doing that, but He has put soldiers on the ground to be looking after us. We can't see them, but somehow the forces and the energy, hopefully, we pray, help guide us and steer us into, at least into the places we're meant to be, so that we can do what we're meant to do. Those are the malachim. Yaakov has those angels. Maybe we do too. And if we don't, perhaps that's a call to each of us to play that role ourselves for other people. To be guides, to be protectors, to be not necessarily directing them what to do, but at least helping the other into circumstances in which they can be the best they're supposed to be. Maybe you and I are meant to be malachim for someone near us, or for many people near us. Who knows? Who knows whether we're the ones to do it alone, or there are others there that we just can't see who are doing it as well. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.